experienced so many different guard builds in NBA 2K25, from builds that can shoot long range to builds dunking on people, getting crazy contact dunks, or even hitting contested shots. Even if you're someone that's been playing the game or you're new to the game, all these builds I'm going to be giving to you, fun builds, but also you can be competitive as well, and they're pick up and play builds that you don't need to have cap breakers on to still compete. And with me giving you these builds, I'm also going to be giving away a PlayStation and Xbox code in today's video for NBA 2K25. So the codes will be in the video, so you want to pay attention because you will never know when it popped up. Maybe a code already popped up already. But for some of the builds I'm going to be showing you today, these are builds that you can play on right now with no cap breakers and literally compete with other people, also have fun on. For the first build, a lot of people are out here on these 6'2 builds. There are two-way sharpshooters, 99 three-pointer that can hit crazy shots. And this build is a 6'2 with a 6'3 wingspan, 175 pounds. And for this 6'2 99 three-pointer build that you see is 98 and 99 this year is really no difference. Only thing that's going to be different is having legend badges. So if you do hit level 40 this season to get that +1 cap breaker, that's where you're going to put your +1 at to get 99 to get those legend badges on all your shooting badges on this build. But one of your most important badges is already legend with set shot specialist. But having a 98 three-pointer with an 88 mid-range, you can get the job done. And I know shooting on this game is not the best, but you can still knock down shots efficiently with a 98 three-pointer. But for the ball handling and playmaker, we got a 92 ball control to get you handles for days on goal with unpluckable. Steals on this game are kind of iffy, so you could get plucked here and there, but goal is literally my bare minimum, especially on a small guard. And then with the speed with ball, you're gonna have lightning launches on goal as the bare minimum. I would say you should try to get to Hall of Fame as a 91 speed with ball, but just know you're gonna have to sacrifice something on defense as when it comes to perimeter and comes to the steal. If you do drop your steal, the lowest I would say you could drop it to is a 73 or a 79 and drop your perimeter to an 83 perimeter, so you can end up still having a decent amount to play defense. But for the pass accuracy, you got a 71 pass accuracy on this build. It's nothing too crazy. You got a dimer on silver, break starter on bronze. I wouldn't recommend going anything under 71. That's literally the lowest I would recommend if you're someone that's new to the game, but if you're already playing the game, y'all know 71 pass accuracy can end up getting the job done based on what game modes you're playing. If you're playing like rec and stuff like that, I wouldn't really want to bring out a 71 pass accuracy because the catches you're going to get to your teammates are not going to be that good. But when it comes to the defense for this build, now this build being a two-way sharpshooter at 6'2", you got an 85 perimeter, so you get on-ball minutes, challenger, pick dodger, all those good badges on silver. But also this build has a 91 steal. A 91 steal, you'll be like, okay, I can almost do everything I really need. But how they nerf steals in NBA 2K25 when it comes to passing lanes, you might end up dropping this to a 79 steal or 85 to say attributes to put them somewhere else. So keep that in mind when it comes to steals in NBA 2K25. But for the other defensive attributes, you want to make sure you at least have a 60 interior. Now I know if you're on a super smaller build like a 5'9" or a 6 foot, at that point it's not going to make a big difference because you're going to get shot right over. As in 2K25, you on a small build, short arms, you're going to get shot right over, especially if you end up putting no block on the build. And that's the reason why we went max block. A 59 block is nothing too crazy, but it can make a difference of getting a contest, especially on a small build. But just know if you're playing against a 7-footer or 6'10", they will shoot over you no matter what. But for the actual physicals, you got an 86 speed, so you can get slippery off ball on goal, but also 82 agility, so you can get that shifty shooter on Hall of Fame. That's very important to remember when it comes to making these builds. Pay attention to your agility and pay attention to your speed and strength so you can get certain badges that you want. And the finishing on this build is not too crazy. You can get on the rim if you want to, but also you can finish around the rim for layups. But for the takeovers, these are important takeovers. You want clinic takeover, you want chef takeover. These are the ones that you will want to put on. If you want to be fading a lot, use clinic and make sure you pay attention to the attribute boost that you get. If you want to end up hitting threes and get a crazy defensive boost, you use 3 and D that gets you marksman takeover. These are going to be things that you want to look at, especially when it comes to certain builds like this. That's two-way builds. Then satellite. This is going to be your limitless range badge, your chef badge. Those are going to be the badges that you can hit from super dumb deep while you're in takeover and you get a good boost. Then the next one is 3-point architect, which is going to give you the blur ability that's going to help you get blow-bys. But for a build like this that doesn't have a high strength, I wouldn't really use this. But when it comes to the build name, you are named a two-way sharpshooting shot creator, an OG name, especially in NBA 2K25. You're literally a sharpshooting shot creator that can play defense at the height of 6'2" with the skill set of a Stephen Curry that can let the ball go from deep. But for the next build, it's a 6'3" guard that can do everything you needed to do. Seeing at 6'3", 189 pounds, you can go 190 if you want to. The wingspan, you can go between 6'7" to 6'10", but at 6'10", you're gonna get better contest. But with this build, we do have a higher mid-range, so we can get certain badges. So you can pick between that if you want a higher three-pointer or a higher mid-range. You can go both ways when it comes to using that build. Now look, We got a 93 drive and dunk on this build, so we can get those contact dunks, but also we get posterizer on gold. If you don't know the difference about posterizer this year, silver is good, gold is good. Hall of Fame is about the same as gold, but it's pointless to even go Hall of Fame unless you want to end up go for Hall of Fame to get legend posterizer. If you're using Hall of Fame posterizer this year, it's kind of pointless. You like, to be honest, you might as well max +1 and end up going legend posterizer to get the max boost that you can really get. Now look, 93 driving dunk with an 80 vertical, so you can get all those dunks, small contact dunks, pro contact dunks, and you're not going to be able to get elite unless you use cap breakers in the future, but this build will be able to get the elite contact dunks off too if you want to end up doing that in the future. Now look, 45 standing dunk, that's the bare minimum if you're going to end up going for a standing dunk, or 40, so you can get the standing dunks off 1 and 2, the basic ones. That does end up coming in handy in certain situations, man. Now when it comes to the shooting, we got a 91 mid-range, we get set shot specialist on gold, and then we get shifty shooter on gold. Now we do have an extra space, so if I do end up wanting to put a cap breaker on there, if you do want to end up getting dead out on gold, definitely would recommend it. Or you can drop your pass accuracy. That's the only thing I can really say. Drop your pass accuracy to 75 to get that 92 mid-range. You'll be able to lock all the jump shots that you want with a 92 mid-range. You will literally get the Curry base, you get all the Cam Thomas, you get the Damian Lillards, you get the Kyrie Irving bases, you get all those bases, especially going to that high 3-pointer or high mid-range. But we can't forget this build does have an 85 3-pointer. You do get limitless range on bronze, since 2K made it somewhat needed, especially if you're someone that's going to be having the ball in your hand a lot and you're going to be dribbling around, because even if you will step off the 3-pointer, this badge will pop up. But look, now when it comes to the playmaking of the build, like you see, I end up getting the 92 mid-range by dropping my pass accuracy to 75. But if you want that 78 pass accuracy to end up getting that visionary passer badge, that's literally needle threader. If you never played NBA 2K24 or any other games, that is literally needle threader on NBA 2K25. It's a good badge to have, but if you want that 92 mid-range to get that dead on gold, definitely recommend it. We got a 92 ball handle. You unlock all the dribbles in the game except Steve Francis, but you have to be starter 4 to unlock those as well, so you don't have to worry about that until that time comes. But for the actual speed with ball, we have a 86 speed with ball. I told you the bare minimum I would recommend you to go is gold lightning launches. But if you're someone that just want to sacrifice the defense, hey man, you can go 91 to get that Hall of Fame lightning launches and then sacrifice defense, or sacrifice your dunk if you want to. But I definitely recommend you at least have lightning launches on gold. But for the steal in the perimeter, we got an 85. Now 85 still, I get the interceptor on gold, glove on silver, but for the perimeter, I'm getting on ball menace and things like that. Then we have a 65 block. 65 block, I told y'all, at least have 60 or try to get the max block y'all can, but I'm gonna just stop at 65 so I can save some attributes so I can get more rebound on this build when it comes to defensive rebounds. Because if you don't got rebound in this game, the ball can literally fall in your hands and your my player won't grab it. It really won't grab it. But look, you have a 65 strength on this build, and the reason being is to get strong handles on silver. Now silver not really too crazy, but hey, to have it in general, to be able to push people off, you spin off defenders, it does come in handy. But for the takeovers, 3&D definitely up there is one of those ones you can use, like satellites, chef, spot up shooter, all those type of badges that I already named for takeovers. These are the ones that you definitely want to end up using. And if you want to use some defensive badges, you can also use it. But we get skill slasher as well to get crazy contact dunks, but also get you a boost on your 3-pointer, your layup, and your driving dunk. Then you get offensive artist that ends up giving you the silky shooter ability, so you can be able to break ankles and hit shots off the dribble with kryptonite. Now kryptonite is more of a mixture of driving dunk and speed and everything like that, more slasher type. But for the name that you get a cool name. You get called a two-way scoring phenom. So if you like rare build names or different build names, this is the build that you might want to end up trying to use as well. Now that I end up showing y'all a 6'2", a 6'3", I gotta show you the 6'4" build. Now a 6'4" in NBA 2K25 is fun to play on, especially if you like to dunk, you like to play defense. Like if you want to be on a bigger guard build, and the reason why nobody really plays on the bigger builds like the 6'6" and 6'7", because the dribble moves on those builds are not really that good compared to the 6'4" and under on NBA 2K25. Now look, this build can dunk, it can shoot, it can play defense, and it can be a fun build to use in any type of game mode. Now with us having a 91 3-pointer, we get set shot specialist gold, and we get shifty shooter on gold as well. So we can end up max plus in one of these and get one of these on Hall of Fame. That's one thing, is that you got a 91 3-pointer, you got an 81 mid-range, you unlock literally most of the jump shots that you want. Only one you won't be able to get is the Curry base, but not that many people use Curry base on NBA 2K25 because it's not really that good. With having a 93 driving dunk to get posterizer on gold, an aerial wizard on Hall of Fame, with 80 vertical, so you can unlock all those dunk packages that you want and contact dunks that you want to end up getting. Now this build does have a 55 standing dunk. Standing dunk is important in this game, especially on a small build or even on a bigger build. Standing dunk this year, it works very well. If you got a standing dunk, same way it was in NBA 2K24, standing dunk is very important. Then we have a 78 close shot, 77 layup. Then for the playmaking, it's going to be very similar to the other build. We got a 92 ball control, so we can get all these badges on gold, right? You got strong handle on gold because this build has a 73 strength. We're having a 73 strength. Strong handle is, I'm telling you, if you're using strong handle, it's one of the best badges you can have, especially for a guard that's going to be playing lockdowns with a 99 perimeter, 99 steal, 80, 86 strength, 95 strength. It doesn't matter. You will be able to move them off you as long as you end up learning how to use strong handle. Now we got a 75 pass accuracy, and I told y'all about 75 pass accuracy. It's literally the bare minimum with 71, but I definitely recommend you use 75. Speed with ball, 86 to get the job done, especially on a 6'4". Even if you're someone that likes the ISO, or if you're someone that likes to use screens, you will be able to still maneuver around screens or move over on an ISO, cook up, and do what you need to do to get a bucket or even get to the rim. Now for the defense, 85 perimeter defense is literally where I always try to get at. If you can get 85 on ball minutes on silver, definitely makes a big change in builds. Having it on silver is literally the bare minimum. Before the steal, I got a 79 steal. I'm gonna get glove on silver, interceptor on silver. Interceptor right now is kind of a hit or miss. I'm gonna be honest to you. I told y'all earlier, if you use an interceptor right now, even with legend interceptor, it could be a hit or miss. But for this build having a 68 block, we do get high flyer denier, so we can get them chase down blocks and knock people out of animations. But for this build having a 70 offensive rebound, we get box out beast on silver with a 60 defensive rebound, so we can still get boards here and there. Nothing too crazy, but like I told y'all before, that 73 strength, it changes the whole game. Got box out beast, we got strong handles, we got physical finisher, and we get immovable forcer on this build. But for takeovers I like using, I definitely recommend satellite. Satellite is definitely a go-to to use. Get that boost on your three-pointer, get that boost on your mid-range, and you get deep bomber, but make it rain is good as well. Skill slasher is definitely up there if you want to boost on your layup, dunk, and three-point ability. And with the driver takeover to get you 99 driving dunk and a 99 ball handle once you in max takeover, you can end up making something really, really crazy in this build once you end up getting takeover. But for the build name, they give you a two-way inside-out ISO creator. As of the build, you can really go crazy on the ISO, or even if you want to use in the screens, you can end up using this multiple game modes as well. I use it in rec, I use it in park, I use it in theater, and I have a lot of fun using this build. And for this build I'm about to show you, it's a little bit different from any other build I showed you in today's video. Now this one is more defensive oriented. So we're gonna have a shooting guard sitting at 6'4", 222 pounds, and a 6'11" wingspan. Now you can end up putting it 230 if you want more strength on your build, but this is now the 6'4" lock. The 6'4" lockdown has taken over NBA 2K25. Now you can do it a lot of different ways. You can go with 99 steal, 96 perimeter, and change a few things with everything else, or drop the driving dunk so you can be able to get that 99 steal. But look, 96 perimeter, 96 steal, you're gonna get most of your badges on Hall of Fame and gold. With having no cap breakers, this can create a lot of chaos when it comes to playing defense on this game. And just imagine with cap breakers, this build with a 99 steal and perimeter, and you can end up changing. Like I told you, you can have a 99 steal on this build with a 96 perimeter and then use cap breakers in the future. But we got a 68 block, so we get high fly denier while having rebound on this build. Now I know our interior defense is a 60. A 60 is gonna be the bare minimum I'm gonna use, but we have a 72 offensive rebound to get that box out beast on silver, but also we get rebound chaser on bronze. Now look, when it comes to playing lockdown this year, you have to have a high speed. 90, 88, 92 are literally where you want to be at when it comes to speed. The more speed, the more better, but for agility as well. If you want to be able to play defense, you need at least around 88 plus agility and speed, so you can be able to play defense, catch up with the defenders, and cut off defenders. So keep that in mind if you want to end up making a lockdown build this year. 88 is maybe the bare minimum I would recommend somebody to use, but definitely want to hit that 90 threshold, to be honest, because it's a whole different ball game, especially with 92. It's a whole different ball game in those three levels when it comes to speed and agility. Now when it comes to the strength, you're on a smaller lock, so 85 can get the job done, so you can get that movable force on goal. But for when it comes to playmaking, dribbling, and all that, you're not going to really have that many. You're going to be mostly catch and shoot. You're going to catch the ball, shoot it. You can put the ball on the ground a little bit so you don't end up fumbling it or losing the ball instantly if you get another defender guarding you. So that's one thing that is on this 6'4" lock build. And I did make sure that the lockdown did have a 71 pass accuracy, because all the other 6'4" locks, they usually have a 60 pass accuracy or 45 pass accuracy. And I'm gonna be honest, it makes a big difference having a decent pass accuracy on this game. But for the three-pointer, we got an 89 three-pointer get set shot specialist on goal. This is a very important badge, especially for lockdown. Shooting catch and shoots in NBA 2K25 are way easier than coming off the dribble. Way easier coming off fades. If you can catch and shoot, especially with gold set shot specialists, you're gonna be very successful when it ends up coming to the shooting. Now look, now it comes to the finishing. Now look, we only got a 60 standing dunk. 60 standing dunk can make a big difference on this game, because standing dunk on the game is just broken. I'm gonna be honest to you. As long as you got standing dunk, you can really score consistently, even if it's a backdoor cut, even if you stay in front of the rim. Even though we don't got rise up, having a 60 standing dunk makes a big difference. Now we got an 80 driving dunk. An 80 driving up, we get posterized on bronze with the 65 vertical, but you get Devin Booker dunk package. Devin Booker dunk package is one of the best dunk packages in the game to use, and it's a safe dunk. One of the best ones to put on a lockdown, especially if you want to get to the rim, nothing too crazy, but he does have a few crazy dunks that you can control. But everything else, when it comes to this lockdown build, is very solid and good to be able to compete with others no matter the game mode. Now look, for the takeovers, you can use a fluid shooter. Fluid shooter is a good one to use. You can use Fortress. Fortress is good, especially with the ability you get blockage. Then you end up using 3&D. Now this is one of most of the recommended ones to use, 3&D, unless you want to end up using the claw and things like that. But it takes forever to get those takeovers like the claw and all the pests. So make sure you try 3&D. If you got sniper, put sniper on, because you have a 99 3-pointer out the corner. That's not usually the norm, but hey, a 99 3-pointer out the corner, it's going to be hard to just leave him wide open. Then we have glue. Glue is going to be good if you want to have a 99 perimeter and 99 still with takeover, and you able to get the ability of vice and takeover. Now with the build name, you're a 3&D 2 guard. Now look, this is going to be the normal of what you're going to get, 3&D 2 guard. Even if you have an 87 3-pointer, 92 3-pointer, they're going to usually give you the name 3&D 2 guard. So basically you're like a Derek White, a Drew Holiday, a Klay Thompson kinda in his prime when it comes to using a build like this. But now for the last build I'm going to show you, use at your own risk. These 5.9s, the attributes might look great, it might look promising, but I'm gonna be honest to you, you have to use this at your own risk. I'm gonna be honest to you, you might see a few 5.9s here and there, but I do recommend y'all use 6'2", 6'3", even a 6'4" over using a 5.9. But I know a lot of you guys just want to end up making crazy builds, so this build is a 5'9" PG, 175 pounds with a 6'1" wingspan. And with these 5'9" builds, you get more attributes than any other build in the game, and you can make complete demigods on NBA 2K25. But this can end up putting you at a disadvantage, especially being so short. With this build, you have a 96 3-pointer, and that's usually what's recommended to use on NBA 2K25. Between having a 94, 95, 96, all the way to 99, that's literally the threshold that people hit consistently with on this game. But 96 3-pointer on this build, unlock every jump shot you want. Every badge right now is on Hall of Fame, minus mini marksman that you can end up getting once you end up upgrading this build later in the future. But 96 3-pointer gets everything you need. You'll be able to hit consistently, but the only thing about using a 5'9" is being able to get open on a 5'9". You might be able to get all these crazy badges, but the thing is, trying to get open also play defense on a build this small, especially with almost everybody on the game using somewhat of a 6'2" all the way to a 7-footer. And in my eyes, this is somewhat of a risky build to use, especially based on playing on certain game modes. That's one thing. But as of the attributes, it looks crazy because you get 82 pass accuracy, you get Dimer on goal. Dimer this year, you need Dimer, I'm gonna be honest. Even if you say you don't need Dimer, Dimer is gonna make your life very easy to knock down shots if you got Dimer on your team. Legend, gold, silver, it's gonna make a difference when it comes to scoring. But then you got a 95 ball handle. A 95 ball handle gets Steve Francis, but you have to be a starter 4 to get that. But just off rip, you got a 95 ball handle, you get handles for days on Hall of Fame, ankle assassin on Hall of Fame. But look, you get a 94 speed with ball. 94 speed with ball gets you lightning launches on legend. Having lightning launches on legend will change the game because you will move a little bit faster than others, but it is easy to recover, especially on a smaller build like this, when you're going against a 6'4" lock with a 92 speed and like a 92 agility. It's going to be hard to somewhat get open, since that's what most people are using on this game. But when it comes to defense, you got an 87 perimeter. Even at your 5'9" and you have a 87 perimeter, this might not even matter, to be honest, because you will still get shot over. You literally can still get shot over, even if it's a 6'3" versus a 5'9". The 6'3" can still shoot over you. That's one reason I would say it's a risky build to make, but if you want to just make it because it look good, that's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, but definitely, well, it's a fun build to end up messing around with if you want something different. Then you got a 94 steal, which that ends up getting you interceptor on Hall of Fame with glove on gold. Now, I'm gonna be honest, with smaller guards, it is a menace of being a little guard and be able to steal the ball. I'm gonna be honest. You can get plucked very easy playing a small guard. A small guard that's 5'9" do get more steals that I've been seeing. Even if you go to 6'3" guard going versus a 5'9", you get a lot of on ball steals, I noticed lately. But when it comes to the strength, we got a 65 strength, so we can get strong handles on this build as well. But you got a 90 speed and an 86 agility. And this is going to help because the takeovers you choose. By picking certain takeovers like satellite, you get a 99 three-pointer, all those good things like that. But it's a lot of good takeovers that you can use with this build to make it way better than it is. The only thing that's the problem is the height. The height on this 5'9" build will really make a break if you want to end up playing this game consistently, just because you can be put at a crazy mismatch just because you're 5'9", but you have the attributes. Don't get too stuck into the attributes. That's one thing I want to tell you when it comes to making these small builds like this. Try to end up trying to make a 6'1" or a 6 foot somewhat similar to this, but I'm telling you, this right here is going to be those risky builds if you want to end up trying something different. But I definitely can say it takes a lot of skill to get open on a 5'9" on NBA 2K25. But this build being a two-way 3-level shot creator, aka the 5'9" Demi God on NBA 2K25. If you see a 5'9", most of the time they're going to be a Demi God. Literally every attribute is going to have at least a 90 or even close to getting a 90 rating on the attribute for this build. And after me showing you all these different type of fun guard builds that you can play with, hey man, make sure y'all boys drop a like on this video. Make sure y'all boys subscribe if you haven't yet, turn on post notifications. And if you haven't yet, make sure you go check out the 2 videos on the screen, man.